What up, folks? It's your boy Versus here, and this will be a two-part video. I'm going to first quickly talk about NCAA 13. If you have the early EA Sports season ticket, you can play NCAA, Madden 13, various other games 3 days before the release date. So if you don't have it and you are interested in having it, you can purchase it on Xbox Live as well as the PS3. Not exactly how it's done on the PS3, but I'm pretty sure it can be done. So NCAA 13 videos I will start putting those out tomorrow. I will begin breaking down the AI system, what's new, what isn't new, letting you guys know exactly how the AI responds. I will do a slider set for the game. I will begin that as soon as the game comes out, although it will take some time learning the read and react system. I will place the game on freshman all the way through varsity. Excuse me, that's my Xbox Live, but I will go from freshman to varsity, determining how the AI demonstrates what a Heisman player should play like and what a freshman player should play like, then determine a decent slider set for the game. Also, I would like to give a shout out to a few people. I always like to give shout outs to various people who I think my subscribers will be interested in listening to and enjoying their videos. So, special shout out goes to John Doe. Check his channel out, subscribe only if you are interested in his commentary. Special shout out goes to Game Fanatic. A special shout out goes to Ronick, who is making another comeback. He's the Michael Jordan, Game Fanatic. He is another Michael Jordan of YouTube, or I should say more like the Brett Favre of YouTube, who decides to retire and then make a triumphant return. B5, you are not far behind him. So a shout out goes to Barney Fife as well. Their links will be in the description as always when I do shout outs. Check them out. Oh, also Kaiser the Amazing. His will be in the description as well. Check them out. You may find something very interesting on their channels, and they may become your favorite commentator. So, with that being said, on to the second half of this video. Most of you know that I put out a video, my last video, in which I said there can never be a simulation football game. Now, among the many individuals who can actually grasp logic and common sense, there happen to be a minority group of individuals who has not quite caught up yet. So because I believe in equal opportunity and everybody deserves an equal fighting chance, I will retranslate logic and common sense and give you what you need to know, part 3, again, the dumbed down version, the All-Madden version, if you will. Because once NCAA is released, on this channel we will begin moving forward. So after I made my video, J Music decided he has something to prove and made an attempt to counter my video. And with Sports Prodigy, put him in the game, and the rest of the crew backing him, it gave him enough courage to actually hit the upload button. And thus, another civil war has been created within the sim community. So here we are today. What would we do without the J Music and the Put 'em in the Games and the other 2K spokesman? Where would the sim community be without you guys? How much progress would not have been slowed down had they decided not to throw curse words, not to throw profanity, and various other illogical comments and unreasonable videos at us? How much progress have they slowed down? So here is the dumbed down version, and I'll do it as quick as I can because they are slowing down my progress at reading a very good book. Instead of actually listening to the video, these gentlemen decided to do this. According to the 2K spokesman, This is how you beat logic and reason. So, this time, take your fingers from your ears and begin to listen. Physics can be simulated, of course. J Music showed a human being in a flight simulator saying this is 2K5's attempt at simulating football. Then, a poor attempt at comedy, he shows a paper airplane contest demonstrating that this is Madden's attempt at simulating football. Now, what he failed to realize is that I agree that physics can be simulated. You can have a flight simulator simulating an airplane. Of course, that can happen. However, if they had listened to my video, they would have known that and understood that I actually said that it's not the physics that can't be simulated, it's the intentions of a human being that cannot be simulated. A flight simulator only simulates an airplane. In other words, a machine can simulate another machine. The flight simulator is just a machine maintaining a configuration of numbers and randomly throwing an unexpected number at the human being in control, which is trying to simulate weather, turbulence, air density. These are also things that can be calculated with a numerical figure. That can be done for training purposes. That can be done. However, intentions cannot be simulated. For example, two defensive players can have identical physical structures. You can have two players on defense that have the same height, the same weight, etc. However, their intentions can never be identical. Every defensive player or offensive player have different intentions on how they're going to play their opponent. Every player will move and react differently. There is no play in human history, in football, where two plays played exactly the same and all players on the field made the exact same movements and choices. That's impossible. It's like saying you can throw a bucket of paint against the wall and the pattern that you will get will be the exact same pattern you will get the next time you throw a bucket of paint at the wall. That will never happen. It is the intention that separates players from great players, not necessarily their skill set. Everyone can stiff arm. A defensive tackle can do a juke move, and a running back can do a juke move. It's the how and the when the intention is played out that separates an average wide receiver from a great wide receiver. Football is intentions played out on the field. It's exactly why Tim Tebow is so popular, because his intentions are overshadowing his physical capabilities. He's a winner, and his intentions are so far from what is considered average that it's making him stand out in the way that it is. Michael Vick may have an edge on Tom Brady in the physical capabilities department, but it's Tom Brady's intentions that separates him from Michael Vick and makes him better and more successful than Michael Vick, because Tom Brady is great at performing his intentions on the field. He makes excellent decisions. He is also great at reading other players' intentions. He's great at delivering his own and demonstrating them on the field, and he's also greater than Michael Vick at reading the intentions of the defensive players. That is football. That is what separates the NFL players. It is the decisions that they make that separate the players. That's why All Pro Football 2K8 failed in the way that it failed. It's not necessarily the skill sets, but it is always the intentions. And you cannot simulate an intention because, by definition, an AI system is predetermined and is played back as if it is an intention. And it only appears to have an intention to someone who has a lesser mind, to someone who cannot see the parameters, the limitations, and the boundaries of that AI system. That's why 2K8 and 2K5 appears to be so great to so many people. And the rest of us sit back and wonder, how is it that this person cannot see that this game has the same boundaries and the same limitations and the same parameters as this other game? It's just played back differently. And we will never have a football game where each player is making decisions and executing decisions in real time on a football field. We'll never have that in a football game because it's impossible to do. Computers have limitations and boundaries, and these guys are acting as if they can't see these boundaries. It's like if you place an iPad in front of a 3-year-old to play with, they will not see the limitations and the boundaries of the iPad. That's how these guys are acting, as if they can't see the limitations that these creators, developers, and AI system have. They can't see the limitations. So in closing, the argument was never that simulation is impossible. The argument was, in football, simulation is impossible because it's not human versus computer interaction. It is human versus human interaction. And that is where intentions are created. And that is also the reason why I unsubscribe from J Music and others, because they continue to do this. Which is why I'm going to say I'll never address J Music, put him in the game, and the rest of the crew again until they grow up. And I'll see you later.